So greetings, it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com, and I'm here in San Jose del Cabo Airport, Terminal number 2, which is basically international. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder that there's no people. Okay, this airport is absolutely fantastic. First of all, the customer service is awesome because they're Mexican and they're amazing. But I wanted to share a couple of things. First of all, I don't know how you would determine traffic, but I can tell you that taking a taxi on the regular road to get here was like I don't even know what time is it right now? I don't know what time it is right now. It's not 11 yet. But let me tell you something. It took me like 20 minutes in the taxi to get here. And leaving here, going down to San Jose del Cabo, we took the toll road, which was ridiculous. It's literally like twice the distance. And I don't know if you can see, but like Southwest, there is no line, man. And then there's all these people over there using the kiosk, and I'm like, why wouldn't you just stand anyway? I have A-list, but I mean, it doesn't mean, there's literally no people, man. This is just awesome. I mean, I love traveling when it's less desirable for others. Because the cool part for me is that it's very desirable for me because, God, my face looks so fat. It's very desirable for me because they have, it's warmer. It's the kind of the weather that most people don't like. They're like, oh my God, it's so hot, it's so humid, I can't stand it. Yes. So anyway, I'm going to head up to Salidas really soon here. It's probably like 11. My flight doesn't leave till 2. I'm like way early, and as I mentioned before, whenever I travel somewhere the first time, although to be fair, I always seem to get to airports early. I'd rather be at the airport early and not have to worry about stuff. Although, if I come back here like in the next couple of months, like certainly before the end of August, I'm not gonna come this early because this experience is just fantastic. So, and I spoke Spanish the whole time to the woman at Southwest Airlines. She even told me what to do in Spanish. And I'm like, oh yeah, entiendo. So once again, immersing myself after 24 hours, I'm like back to it. So, but I still need to practicando mi español, porque no es perfecto. But anyway, it's so easy. Oh, okay, here is the other, so the taxi, don't bother with the toll roads if it is, in fact, this month. If it is June and you're coming here, I can report to you that my experience is that there's very few people, and therefore the traffic is light at 10:30 in the morning on a Sunday. I don't know what your experience will be, and for all I know, you would get here on a Friday, but one would submit that on a Sunday, like everyone's leaving. And then everyone sort of shows up on a Sunday too, right? I don't know. Anyway, regardless, my experience thus far is zero traffic on a Sunday, and the weather is Mike's perfect. But the other thing I wanted to say is this whole this thing on your boarding pass. So Docs OK is important. So when I left San Diego to come down here, I just went to a kiosk and boop, and it printed my boarding pass. So then I get to the gate and I ask the woman, I say, hey, just out of curiosity, like, is A1 through 15 available? And they were checking, and she looks at my boarding pass. She goes, oh, we haven't checked your passport. I'm like, what are you talking about? I scanned my passport in the kiosk, in the little, in the kiosk thing that you guys told me to use. And she goes, oh, no, but you need this red stamp of Docs OK on it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Then fine. And it was no trouble. It was just kind of like, yeah, but anyway, a human needs to verify that your passport is your passport, and that's what that woman did at the gate over there. And quite frankly, had the line at Southwest Airlines not been so silly long to check bags in, which I don't get, because, I mean, if you've got bags and you're checking them, why wouldn't you just use curbside? I mean, it doesn't cost anything. I mean, the common practice, the culture is to tip the guy or the gal, but still it's only like $2 or $3. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't use that, because that line is always longer than the one inside. I get that, like, you make changes at the last minute sort of thing, but anyway. So I'm Docs OK, which basically means that my passport is valid, and I also have the visa, which they stamp to it, because I have to surrender that upon leaving, as I've mentioned. So anyway, I wanted to check in as I got here, and I'm going to cruise upstairs and get to the gate with like 3 hours to spare. So it's really, I really got to figure out a better paradigm, or get like, or have more faith, or I don't know, less fear, because for a 2.5 hour, if that, like 2 hour flight, I get to the airport. I leave to get to the airport like 3.5 hours early. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And considering I've only got the one carry-on, but even if I was checking bags, it wouldn't take me any longer. But for some reason, I guess I'm not mature enough of a traveler to be like, okay, so my flight leaves at like 2. I'll get there at like 1:50. No. I mean, at the end of the day, you do have to. They're boarding at 1:20 for a 2 p.m. flight, which is insane for Southwest. Now, I've also read a bunch of reports that, like, I'm going to get here, I'm going to go upstairs, and there's way too many planes, and they don't have enough gates, and I'm going to either take a bus or I'm going to stand out on the tarmac and take a stairs up into the plane, which seems odd, and it wasn't my experience when we landed, although people, even in 2016, were saying, oh yeah, we landed and we had to walk down these gates, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I walked right on the jetway, I walked right in. I mean, it was no different than landing in Phoenix, quite frankly. I mean, this is super easy. I love this airport. So far. But anyway, so I'll report. So it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com saying, I hope you're living the dream. And if you're not living the dream, then you are not having my experience down here in San Jose del Cabo. And I invite you to check it out, at least in June. Ciao. Okay, so another thing. So you see how I'm dressed, right? So I have like shorts and flip-flops. And I've shared this before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the exercise of putting my passport down here and not leaving it there. But the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my... and I don't know if with a helpy stick, if a selfie stick would help me in doing this video. But regardless, what I'm going to do, because I'm probably going to have to either drink or get rid of that before I go through security, I'm probably going to put on a long sleeve shirt. I can tell you that even San Jose del Cabo, where it's basically 90 degrees outside, 95 degrees outside, the airport is cold. Every single airport in the world is obsessed with air conditioning. I think the coldest airport I've ever been into was in, I was going to say Maui, but no, Maui's actually not too bad. I think the one in Honolulu is ridiculously freezing. But anyway, what I wanted to show you, other than give you my judgment of HVAC, is that I have the magic pants, which simply means that I have my long pant part, and I just slip them on over my legs. And I can tell you, only being down here, dude, for like 2 days, the cool part is that's absolutely what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take my flip-flops off, put on shoes, and then I will be absolutely comfortable and warm. So that is something that I highly recommend. I don't know how stylish it is, quite frankly, but I can tell you it's darn comfortable. And I wore these shorts for the last couple of days. Yes, I changed my underwear because I'm that sophisticated. Yeah, it's definitely the way to go. I think these things were like, I mean, I got my first pair at REI and they were like $80. And I'm like, whatever. But I got my next 2 pairs. This is my second pair now I've gotten at Costco, and I think they're like $20 or something. Free, basically, for shorts / pants. Easy, simple, right? This has basically been my experience the whole time. If there's a line or whatever, it just keeps moving. Super easy. Okay, once again, security, total piece of cake. And if you guys have ever been to, I think the first place I saw it was Disneyland, where basically the only way you can exit the ride is if you go through the gift shop. So it's a requirement, apparently, that I am inundated with the ability to buy perfume before I leave Mexico, which is a great opportunity. But what's funny is actually the people that buy stuff here, because there is no other place in Mexico where you will pay $6.50 for Pringles. That is freaking awesome. Actually, it could be 6.5 pesos, but I doubt it. I'm sure it's $6.50. So what gate am I in? I can't even remember. She told me, and it's on my thing. But anyway, I'm gonna check it out. I'm not too worried. I got like so much time. I mean, actually, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk from one end of the airport to the other. And it's real busy once you get up here. And they have, again, that's Alaska, so they're probably boarding by row number. But you know, all I'm seeing is planes with jetways. So the reports that at least I've read about there being like stairs and you're hanging out on the tarmac, not my experience thus far, but I'll let you know. The other thing that I'm probably going to do next time is fly Volaris, which means I'll be flying domestically. Oh no, okay, so there's one. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so there are planes for sure that don't have jetways. And you know, I mean, dude, it's not like that's the first time that's happened to me. There is a Southwest out there, and they have stairs. And honestly, I mean, it really doesn't matter to me. I mean, I didn't come to Cabo to cool down. I came to heat up. So the more photons and the more infrared I get, the better. So Southwest United, I mean, this is international. So anyway, I don't believe my flight is actually posted, although I believe she did tell me, hey, look at the monitors before you leave. And then that way you'll know the gate. So I'm not too worried about it. Again, if this is the most difficult international travel I've ever experienced, I haven't traveled internationally is the short answer. This is an absolute cakewalk. So I don't think mine's even listed yet. Oh yeah, it is. So 12:14 to San Diego is what I'm looking for. 12:14 San Diego. Starts boarding at 1:30. On the ticket it said it starts boarding at 1:20, but because it's not even close to that, there's no gate yet. So, but luckily I can buy perfume. Oh my God. Order a pair of sunglasses. I have no idea. These things must be so expensive. Voila. What's cool, right, is that, like, I mean, there's not a lot of people vlogging around here, or at least no one needs the attention as much as I do. So anyway, so no one's doing that. So I'm kind of a novelty. Maybe not. But this is, you know, I gotta tell you, you can tell when a area has evolved to the point of losing their local culture to some degree, because you can land at the airport and it looks like a new mall. And every product that you would see at a Vons or a grocery store in the United States is what's here. And I bet you those scarves over there are a hell of a lot more than 100 baht. So anyway, oh, there's a VIP lounge. Dude, it looks like it's like 100 feet long. Whatever. I don't need to be VIP. I just need to be normal. I actually am pretty comfortable being normal. So anyway, yeah, so nice fake grass inside. It's a cool airport, man. I totally dig it. I'm a huge fan of this whole trip. And even if I have to stand out in the sun and wait for my plane, come on. I'm living the dream. And, you know, I mean, it doesn't hurt that I'm certainly not distracted by the cost of my airplane ticket, because it was $0. Thank you, Rapid Rewards points. So I'll check back in later. Okay, so it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com. I realize why people complain about this, because they're not used to it. This is so freaking easy. It's like they line up and they're like, okay, come to Southwest. And we walk out of the plane over there. We walk down onto the tarmac. And the guy's holding a sign that says Southwest Airlines, and I say, yeah, Southwest. He goes, okay, yeah, the blue one over there. I mean, dude, how freaking simple is that? This is a cakewalk. I don't know why people are complaining about this. It might be because they don't get super awesome treatment, like they don't get put on someone's shoulders and moved to the plane. But this has got to be the easiest boarding ever. All I got to do is walk a little bit more, and quite frankly, I didn't come to Cabo to be in an air-conditioned building in a jetway. I came to be outside in the sun, so I'm living the dream, dude. And I hope wherever you're watching this, you are also living the dream. and away we go. Easy. So this actually was part of the report, which was kind of funny. They're like, yeah, so they bring us out of the tarmac and then they make us stand there in the hot sun. So make sure you bring some water. It's kind of like those reports you hear about going to jury duty. Now make sure you bring a book. So this is accurate, but at the end of the day, the plane's right there. I know I'm getting on it. In the plane, it'll be cooler than it is out here. And I would prefer heat. If it was raining, this would be an interesting discussion, but for right now, I'm digging it. Okay, so we did have to wait on the tarmac for like 5 or 10 minutes, but it was totally no big deal. And the funny thing is that as we were standing there, I said to that guy next to me, I said, you know, I bet the people like in B group are sitting back at the airport going, why the hell won't they let us out here? But it was so easy. I mean, honestly, all the reports I get that I hear about on TripAdvisor for like people complaining about this, it's like, dude, whatever. Look, if you want everything to be perfect, just stay in San Diego. You know, but don't come to Cabo San Lucas. It's imperfect, but it's friggin' awesome down here. I love it. So that's my check-in. So thank you, Southwest Airlines.